I'd just like to show you in a little bit more detail the desert race half bag that we've created for multi-stage racers, for racers in things like the Marathon des Sables and that sort of multi-stage desert race where lightness is absolutely paramount. It's what all the planning goes into before the race, is trying to get the kit as light as possible. If you're going to run with it for 5 or 6 days, you're really looking to save every gram. And as always with a half bag, the principle is, if you've got a down jacket that you're taking with you anyway, use that for sleeping in, and then all you require is a half a sleeping bag to keep your legs warm. I'll just show you the basics of the bag. It's got the traditional shaped foot bag, foot box at the end there with plenty of down for insulation. It's a half length bag, so it's designed to come up onto your tummy, and very, very simple cinches down. It's got no zips or any of that sort of heavy stuff that's designed with bags sometimes. It's straightforward, has a cinch so it can be cinched right in around your waist. It's slightly higher at the back, so it comes up over your back there just to stop any cold air ingress around the waist, so it comes up a little bit higher and cinches there. So it's very simple in its design. This bag for desert racing has one extra feature, and that is it has an extension on it, just made out of fabric, so it's very, very lightweight, and that extension gator, or that extension tube, comes up over the shoulders and again can be cinched. It's a very simple cord lock, and it can be cinched in over the tops of the shoulder. Okay, the reason we've done that is because, well, for two reasons really. In these events like the Marathon des Sables, the tents are open-sided. They're not a completely enclosed environment. So at night, if you're asleep and the wind picks up a little bit, and a little bit of sand gets picked up on the wind and starts drifting through the tent, it's really, really useful to have this sort of sand gator, as it were, to just keep sand out of your sleeping bag. Okay, so that's one thing. And the other is psychological. Just sort of wrapping yourself up under a sheet is psychologically makes you more cozy, maybe a little bit warmer. It just gives you that sort of feeling that you're covered, and that's normal for all of us. Most of us sleep under covers of some sort, and so being able to just cover yourself up, stop the wind getting in, stop you cooling down from any breeze moving through the tent, and stop any sand getting in. So that is the reason for that little extra extension. But obviously, if you don't want to use it, it can be kept inside the bag. It doesn't restrict your movement. It just sits inside there, and you get in and out as normal. So that's the bag. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the jacket as well. What do you wear with a half bag? Well, you do need quite a warm jacket. It's pointless taking a really, really lightweight down jacket and expecting that to create enough warmth, the same as a sleeping bag does at night. So for instance, the wafer light jacket, far too light. You can't sleep in that at night. It's just not warm enough. When you fall asleep at night, your body temperature drops lower than your metabolic rate drops, and your temperature drops lower than if you were awake and even just sat around reading or cooking or something. Your body temperature actually falls lower while you're asleep, and therefore you need more insulation. So sleeping bags are more insulated than clothing, and you just want to watch this with our own site, where you get temperature ratings. Temperature ratings on a sleeping bag are rated for warmth while you're asleep. So those lower temperatures for your lower body temperatures. Temperature ratings on clothing are based on low levels of activity. While you're awake, you might just be sat around in camp, in the tent or outside. You might be taking photos. You might just be cooking, but you are active, and that low level activity is considered in a temperature rating. So when you look at a top rating on a PhD, on the PhD website, and you look at clothing that says 0 degrees C, that is for being awake in and low levels of activity. It's not for sleeping in if it's clothing. So you've got to just consider that. So I'll just show you a couple of jackets that are perfect to marry up with the Desert Race half bag. I've got them both here actually. The first, of course, is the Ultra jacket. It's rated at -5. Combined, that's a rating for you being awake, low levels of activity. But for sleeping in, paired together with the half bag, the whole sleep system, although it's a very simple sleep system, incredibly lightweight and efficient, the temperature rating there is 3 degrees. Now, deserts typically go down to about 4 degrees at night. Some nights can be warmer, some can be a bit cooler actually. But desert races particularly are tricky. The temperature drops so quickly. There's no cloud cover, there's nothing to stop, there's no humidity from the cloud. The temperature just drops straight away. So you might be racing at 40 degrees in the day, but it'll drop to something like 4 degrees. 4 degrees is cold. It's the temperature, it's air frost. You'd be scraping the ice off your car windscreen in those temperatures. So 4 degrees is chilly. So just to strengthen that piece of information there, be careful about the temperatures. You need a pretty warm down jacket if you're going to pair it and sleep in it overnight, if you're using it with a half bag. So the two items together have a temperature rating of 3 degrees. 3 degrees is just perfect for a 4 degree nice, just slightly warmer than that. Another jacket that is suitable is the one I'm wearing, the Minimus. It's a little bit more featured than the Ultra. The Ultra is really pared down and simple. It's as light as we can make it. The Minimus has got a few more features. It's got zip pockets. It's got a chest pocket as an extra. So you can put, if you were wanting to put your phone in it, or your camera or batteries and so on, they're insulated inside so they're kept warm. And it has two panels on the sides there that are elasticated, so they're down-filled, they're windproof and downproof and so on, but they're down-filled and they're elasticated to just bring the jacket in a little bit more, so it makes it a little bit slimmer, a little bit closer fitting, and possibly a little bit warmer because it fits closer and there's no spaces in it. But anyway, these are the two jackets I recommend for a half bag. They're the Minimus and the Ultra, rated a top rating of -5 for low levels of activity. So really lovely for the MdS, really warm for that sort of condition. But combined with a half bag, with the Desert Race half bag, the full sleep system is rated at 3 degrees. All right, cheers.